Hi, everyone. I've been playing for the last couple of days in my art room, and I made myself a new journal and I wanted to share it with you. And here it is. It's a very tiny little journal, about the size of the palm of my hand here. And I made it from a candy box. And it was just so much fun using some scraps of painted papers and scrapbook papers and just little things tucked inside here. So I want to flip through and show you how fun this was. So like I said, it's a little candy box, and I sewed in 2 signatures. You probably can see them there. And really just so random. I used a security envelope to cover the inside. And then all of these fun little pages just happened. There's a gel printed paper back there, a little piece of magazine page, and little bits and things that I had cut out or punched, and a word. Here's another little security envelope piece. And this was just so much fun. I can't tell you guys. I doodled the little circles and I doodled in the flowers. And I mean, I highly recommend doing this if you haven't done one before. All right, so this was another, actually 2 more gel printed papers, and literally just random things from out of my box, things that I have cut out to use on a project, then didn't use. And so I was able to just pull those things out and stick them to a page. A little sticker here, just pure joy, honestly. Okay, another little piece of printed paper, piece of a gel print, a scrap of lace, and a tiny heart punch. More little papers. This page is a little smaller than some of the others. It's got a little stamp that I made back a few years ago and a piece of fabric stitched on at the bottom. More stickers. And then on this one, this is an image from a catalog. And there were actually 4 of these panels, and I cut one of them off so that this would fit nicely on the page. And then after I got it on the page, and I had only glued it like maybe right down the middle in case I wanted to tuck anything under. And so it turned out perfect timing for that, because I did find this little bird from the Janine Zlatkis planners that I use all the time. I'm going to insert a picture of when I used that page previously. Some of you might remember it was last year in our Mixed Media Morsels Layers of Fun series. And so this little guy was right on the edge, as you can see in this clip, and was full of all the holes that were punched to fit in the wire binding. And so I was able to just cover up those holes by tucking the bird underneath there. And then I just drew a couple of little legs on him, and I cut a little flower also off that page. And I mean, I was so excited that I had saved that. I didn't know how in the world I would use it because it had the holes in it, but it just worked out perfectly. So I'm just tickled with that. And that's probably one of my favorite pages in this little book. It was just full of some little birds and little bits. This is just cut out of a magazine or a catalog. I don't remember which one. And it just worked out perfectly on this page. This is a little flower that I painted several years ago, and I made a little cluster here with some fabric and the flower, and then a little piece of twill ribbon with some dots attached to the top. And those dots came off of a piece of scrapbook paper, on the branding edge. And it shows what colors were used in that particular paper. And it was just perfect for this. So I love how it turned out. I love how this whole little book turned out. It was just too much fun. And then on this one, I had this bright yellow stenciled design on a gel print, and it just looks so bright, like a star shining. And so I had stamped these houses a long time ago on a piece of book text. And then I didn't use them. And they were laying in my box. And I was like, oh, that's cute. I can make a little scene. So it was just so much fun. I giggled and smiled all the way through creating this book. Another gel print with a sticker on it, and then some faux stitches using a white pen. Some more little bits and pieces over here, just literally bits and pieces. This was an image that I had cut out of a magazine. It was either a magazine or a catalog. And then when I found this sticker, word sticker, I was tickled pink to be able to use that with the flamingo. That was just too fun. Then on this one, I have, this page was a dictionary page, and I just stuck on some little bits and pieces found in my little box of scraps and tidbits. This was a piece from a little calendar, and I cut it off and put it on this pocket. This was a stenciled painted paper that I made. And then this was, is a little ticket, and I attached some art from another calendar on the back of the ticket. I love it. Then we've got a tissue paper background here and a picture from a magazine of oranges and another picture of a slice. This was a little bird that I stamped several years ago, and all I did was add the little embellishments at the top edge of the page, some fabric and some lace. This one has a piece of tea-stained lace curtain on the background with a piece of a collage that I made a few years ago. And this one is really sweet, little vintagey looking image, the little girl on the swing. I used to swing so much when I was a little girl. That was one of the highlights of my day, was just swinging and swinging and swinging. And it made me happy. And so I was excited about finding that little word sticker also. Just little bits, piece of gift wrap, another piece from a calendar image. And I think that one was also from a calendar. And then this one is a tissue paper background with a piece of fabric right here and a strawberry cut out of a magazine. That's the other side of that stencil piece, and I didn't do anything to the ticket this time. I just stuck it in there. Then some junk mail. That pink is junk mail. This is from a magazine. Some punched leftover trim, and some words from one of my printables this year, or maybe last year. I think it was last year. And then some more just little tidbits, stickers. Y'all know how I love my succulents. And so adding the little word sticker and everything, it's just little things put together that make a wonderful book, little journal filled with things that make me smile. So because I had so much fun with this one, I'm going to make another one. And I'm going to bring you guys along with me. What I'm using for this one is a deck of cards box. And this happened to be one that had dominoes on the cards. I've never played that game, but I loved the cards because they were so cool. Everything was black and white. So I liked that a lot. So I cut the flaps and everything off, and I attached a napkin to the inside. I love that napkin. Isn't that beautiful? Just love it. So this journal is going to have a fall theme. And I thought that would work out well with the fall theme. So I've already gathered up some pages. And these are, again, jelly prints and painted papers that I've had sitting around for forever. So this one was obviously a piece of music paper, and I had jelly printed on that. This was another jelly print. The ones that have some print on the back, I'm leaving like they are instead of covering them, because I'm going to be adding things to the pages, and I'm thinking that it'll all just work out well with whatever the background is. This one was junk mail. it had a white background, so I added another piece of this paper onto that. This was a jelly print that I reduced in size and printed it out. And then I glued just a random piece of book paper that I had been using up leftover paint on and stamping on and displaying. So I was able to use that, which is fun. So these go through exactly the same on the back sides. That's one signature. And the other signature is a piece of painted paper. Looks like I was using some stencils on that. And it has a very fall look to it, so I included it in this book. This one is some more using up paint, leftover paint. This is scrapbook paper on this side. This is scanned and printed out paper. I think it was a jelly print. Not positive about that one. This one is definitely stenciled. And this one is a copy of one of my jelly prints. And the inside piece has a piece of scrapbook paper over it. And then it's the same as you go through here. Oh, and on the inside of this one, I attached a napkin, piece of a napkin. Those are my two signatures. And I'm going to go ahead and stitch those in. I've already marked where I want the signatures to sit on that spine. So I'm going to just bring over my little piece of foam. This came out of a mouse pad a long time ago. And I just use it to punch through. Just making them a little bit bigger. As you go up the awl, it gets wider. So just pushing it through there just a little bit more. The eye on my needle is a little bit bigger. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now I need to make sure that the holes that I put on in my pages match up with these holes here. So I'm just going to take out this middle signature. And I'm going to be starting from the inside. So what I'm going to do is fold it back on itself, because I'm going to lay it here and mark where these holes are so I'll know where I'm going to sew. I'm going to take the center out of each one, fold it back. I'm just going to line it up where I want these pages to sit inside the cover. So that looks pretty good right there. So I'm going to take my marker and I'm just going to mark right on the fold of both pieces. Okay. Then when I turn it back, I'll be able to see. This one is not very dark. Let's do it again. There we go. Now I can see it. Okay. All right, so this one goes back into this signature. And this one goes inside this signature. All right, so I'm going to put this one in as the front signature. So I'm going to sew it into the first row of holes right there. I'm just going to go ahead and clip the pages together so they don't move around while I'm getting them stitched in. So cute. Okay, so now we can decorate it. So I have a little dish here with a whole bunch of small embellishments that I might want to put in here. And I think I'm going to start with putting this little leaf on the cover and just let that be all that goes on the cover. And I can still see the fact that this was a box of playing cards. And yet I will know that this is a fall journal just by seeing that little leaf. That's really cute. Got a bunch of things here. These little candy corns are from my current Kofi printable. Some little guys I made. They were so much fun. So I'm going to use at least one of these in this journal. I'm not sure where yet. So I'll be looking around and seeing what I like where. It's just fun to go through and play. So let's see, I'm going to lay some of these things out so I can see them. Don't know that I will use all of them. It was just some bits and pieces that I found. A lot of things from printables like this. It's from a printable, and this is from a printable, and this is from a printable, and they're already cut out and ready to go. So even my little leaves, like the one on the cover there, and this one, and there's another one in here, here it is, are from a printable. So I just like having them cut out and sitting there waiting for me, ready to go. Ooh, I like this 2025. That might could go on the cover here. I have to think about it because it gets kind of lost in the black and white. May need to put it on the cover page or inside here. We'll see. So got these little flowers that I may use. Little bird from a printable, sunflower from a printable, piece of pie from a printable. I mean, I just want to use these things, right? As I have them. Okay. And some of these are like, this is from a magazine or a catalog. It's a little stained glass window. I thought that was gorgeous. So I definitely want to put that in there. This is from one of my printables, as is this. So I definitely want to use some of those for sure. Here's another little image from a catalog. Another pretty little fall image. Love it. This was also from this month's printable. So I'm just going to start sticking some things down on these pages, and I'll come back and talk again in a few minutes. Okay, so I'm going to do a little quick flip through to finish off the video. I really love how these pages have turned out. I'm just tickled with them. And I know that there's room to add a few more bits and pieces. You know, there's some empty spots here and there, but I'm sure that I'm going to come across some little quotes that I love, or just some words, or even more images. So I'm going to just leave those spaces available for whatever I come across. I just genuinely love how this looks. I love all of the colors and the fun that is in here. Just so fun. And, you know, catalog pictures and stuff. It's just, the possibilities are endless, you guys. Just grab a magazine or a catalog and just start cutting and gluing, because you'll have a blast. Thought I would like to put a word across here. Haven't found just the right word yet. But I just had so much fun, and it was relaxing and enjoyable to put this little journal together. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing how I make a tiny journal and what types of things I use to go inside it. And I want to add that these sweet little mushrooms are from Jill at Jilly Bean Studios. Isn't that cute? I really enjoy watching her. She makes junk journals and all kinds of fun stuff. So y'all go over and check out Jill at Jilly Bean Studio. Thanks so much for watching today, and I hope you enjoyed seeing these little journals, and we will see you again soon in the next video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.